Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Snow.
Oh, another dragon bites the dust. James L. Mattern is back in New York City.
I'm here.
He's here with me. Yeah, I don't know. Inconsistencies. I'm up and down all over the place. Yes, a dragon was killed today. Rhaegon is no more. There's a lot, I guess, that happens in the last 6 minutes of the episode. Outside of that, a lot of character moments. We'll go through all of those tonight. I can never decide if I like these episodes. I'm leaning towards. I just think the writers are so lazy. I don't know if I can watch the show unbiased.
This is great because this show only exists because you wanted a Game of Thrones podcast and you basically hate the goddamn show.
I don't hate the show.
I'm here because I answered something on Facebook about does any comics really like Game of Thrones and be willing to take their Sundays off and go on live and discuss? I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm the one going, oh, that's pretty good. You're like, these goddamn inconsistent sons of bitchin' writers.
Well,
I'm gone 2 weeks, and look what happened.
Well, look, there was a moment that made me throw the notebook. We will reveal what that was as the show goes on. We have a whole hour here on Say It Ain't Snow. We only have 2 more episodes left after this, and I'm sure we'll do some kind of series ending episode after that. But if you're listening to us on iTunes, blah, 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 download or go to gasdigitalnetwork.com and you can watch it for free right after the episode. So you don't have to wait till it comes out the next day on Mondays on iTunes. That's just weak sauce. But anyway,
weak sauce.
I'm Marissa Rives here with my buddy James L. Mattern. As I said, clap it up, he's back. Very
How
excited.
the moon, bitches.
I wore my Expecto Patronum sweater shirt, whatever this thing is. It's not really a sweater.
That's kind of a sweater. No, it's long sleeves.
Yeah, it feels like a sweater. Because I just needed, as I did 2 seasons ago when we started this podcast, to wrap myself in a series that does not disappoint me. I'm glad I did it because there is some disappointment in my soul right now.
Oh, buddy, this is one of the best episodes I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know, you said that.
Without any doubts in my skull.
Why? Tell me why it's one of the best episodes you've ever seen in the series.
Great scenes, great. I like that there's a potential civil war brewing and a coup amongst the perceived baby faces that we root for.
Yeah.
I love that. And that maybe the person that I've been hating for a while, everyone else is starting to see that maybe she shouldn't be the goddamn ruler of them all.
Yeah.
And that's good. There's some fun moments. Tormund was being Tormund. Bronn was being Bronn.
I would disagree with that, but okay.
You don't think so?
No, I
the
think
cutthroat
character assassination on Bronn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
you just find him so entertaining no matter what he does. I don't think that you're realizing that his character went all the way from King's Landing to Winterfell, somehow snuck onto the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to 2 Lannisters, the hand of the queen, and the Kingslayer sitting together, and sits down, has a calm little conversation, gets some offer of Dragonstone, and turns around and walks away, and God only knows.
That is a bit silly.
Come on.
But his dialogue was Bronn being Bronn. Everything else that you said, him just moseying in with a goddamn crossbow, highly questionable, and just moseying about and getting into that room, highly questionable.
Yeah,
but
and plot armor.
It was fun.
Plot armor for the Lannisters. I mean, plot armor for everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, Missandei died.
Yeah, and a goddamn dragon.
I know. This show, they have like one tool left in their fucking tool belt. Kill a fucking dragon. That's all they have. Just kill a dragon. Doesn't matter. We can spend 40 minutes just, character moments, fan service. We can do all of that stuff in the last 6. Who would have thought that the last 6 episodes could actually drag at points?
I thought this was full of action. This was an outstanding episode. I love how everyone wanted everyone to die. Did they want the last 3 episodes just to be Dany and fucking Cersei? And then you'd have to introduce all these new characters?
Everyone
Hello,
to die?
Ralph Targaryen, my cousin who just showed up. Oh, look at that. It's Betty fucking Mermont. She's going to take over now for these 3 episodes because we killed everyone else that you're invested in. We have to have some pieces on the chessboard. We have to have some characters that we're invested in to get to the finish line. We can end with 1. We can end with one.
We don't need one. You're being dramatic. Like, don't you think it's dramatic of you after the war that we saw last week? The biggest character dying being Jorah Mormont, who should have died from grayscale, seasons ago. That just happened. You couldn't kill any of those pieces on the chessboard.
But why do we need him to die? What does that say about us as
fans? It's
not
about wanting them to die. It's about what show did you create? What show did you create?
They put themselves in a thing with that. And so here this goes back to The Sopranos. David Chase couldn't believe that if he didn't kill someone in a finale, that it was a disappointment. He's like, we've killed more people than the actual mafia does.
Okay.
And we are now at this bloodlust where it needs to be high stakes in our TV shows every week. And if we don't get one of those high stakes, it's a disappointment. But this in particular, I thought was an outstanding episode. I can see people's with the anticipation that we put on ourselves for that episode, and maybe the show did as well with some of the media they put out about it, that we thought there'd be more carnage and more characters that we are invested in dead. But
so that's the twist.
No, but but you know, that's the beauty of it. They are still doing shocking things, because remember when this show started, there wasn't 18 podcasts after, and there wasn't 30 articles going up on the internet 10 seconds after with instant analyzing and how's it going to end. We could just enjoy it. Now we are breaking down everything, and people, you guys have great theories. Brian has all these theories that make sense. I read these things on The Ringer and all these other websites. And now, but the first few years, we were shocked a lot. If you weren't a book reader, you were shocked. And when you were reading the books, you were shocked at the Red Wedding and the Purple Wedding and those things. Now, maybe this is how they shock it, is that we know too much now. And then, you know what? Yep, we were zigging. Now we're going to zag.
If it made sense in the overall story, I'd agree with you. You're bringing up The Sopranos, yes. Of course. That's what happens. But that was, a mob, mobster show. This is a war between the undead, in Winterfell that has been being built from day one of this series.
Yeah.
None of the important characters and none of the really important characters died within that. Then, as they're moving along, it's just putting bows on things in a tidy fashion that doesn't... The thing that bothers me is that what I always loved about this show and what I love about the books is that you understand the way that things happen. You understand why they happen, what led to it. The motivations are clear. The dots connect. And you can theorize about the show. The reason we theorize so much, and there's so many communities talking about the show, is because there's so much information that you could actually form insane theories that could have been built from 2-3 books ago that were set up by George R.R. Martin. Now it feels like, I don't feel like there's some like, oh, well, maybe I'm not reading into this enough. Think less is my thing. Think less about what they're putting in it, because it's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot to say. I've been saying that, all right, now the Night King's gone. All right, Dany, her and Jon have to clash. They need to find out he's the real heir. The only way he'd actually go to become the heir is if Dany went nuts or people didn't trust her, if it was for the good of the North and his people. And that's what's happening. And you have... All right, I'm going to stop for a second because we're going to go through this whole episode.
Okay.
But, we're going to start from the dragon. But, I mean, do you see a little bit of why it's frustrating? They're like, yeah, it's nice to have those moments, but still. It's
more of a TV show now. That to me is the biggest criticism, is that they're moving things along. I hate that. I think the pacing of the show is a lot quicker than it used to be, and I don't like that. But, man, I really was hoping that I would appreciate last week's episode better as time passed, and I thought that would be after the series completed and maybe even a year or two down the line. Already love it more. I'm very happy that we got it over, because I'll be honest, I admitted this to Alex during a smoke break, and we were all just chilling, and I was not looking forward to it ending with the Night King. I like everyone else do like this in battling. I like this War of the Roses type shit that goes on. I love it. The strategy, the backstabbing. I love it so goddamn much.
I like living.
Great. Yeah. And I'm glad it's back. I saw, and like everyone else, I thought, oh, well, they're right. The real purpose of the show has been the dead versus the living. And goddamn, I'm happy that we're wrong. And these last 3 episodes, more of this shit of Cersei being big bad bitch. I'm gonna protect mine. I don't care. Playing wonderful chess moves. And then the actual good chess players trying to convince the king or queen, whatever. I mean, if we're gonna go in chess, the king to not make stupid moves, to actually play the game correctly, and that maybe we should have a different main piece on our team. I love it. That's the stuff I love, and I'm glad. And so that makes last week's episode even better to me, and we still have good pieces left. It wasn't time to lose at Davos. And look at this. You killed...
Why?
Because he's a fun character, and I want as much of him as I can.
Not Davos, but what about, Tormund? Why not?
He was great. He was hilarious today.
Why not a Lannister?
Tormund was hilarious.
Look, Tyrion couldn't go. Jaime could have went. With the story arc that they gave him in this episode, fucking get rid of him, let Arya put on his face and go kill Cersei. Jesus.
How about that wonderful moment of him and Brienne finally? What a great moment that was.
Wow, it was really great until he says, well, I'm going back to Cersei because I did a lot of bad shit.
He's going to go kill Cersei.
All right, well, we'll see. He's going to go kill Cersei.
He knows what he's going to do.
He's going to fly down there really quickly and be there tomorrow, and he's going to kill Cersei. It's just, the inconsistencies just bother me. Cersei's standing there at the end of the episode. Cersei's standing there with Tyrion in front of her, with the Dragon Queen right there. The dragon is just chilling in the back. They have all this weaponry, and yet nothing. Like, it's just, a lot of times, it just bothers me when the show doesn't align and things don't quite make sense. Like, there was not enough, it makes the characters dumb. Like Dany in this episode, and Dany in the last season. She's not experienced, but there was always something to Dany to make you want to believe in her and follow her. Why have we all, for so many years, and maybe you don't like her now, for so many years with Khaleesi, we love her, oh my God. There was a reason. But now, she's in a foreign land with foreign people, and she just gave most of her Dothraki and her Unsullied and lost a dragon before we even lost Drogon, Rhaegon this episode. Did all of this shit and is dealing with people pushing back at her constantly. No one wants to go to the south right away. Sansa's pushing all the time. Then she loses her next then she loses Rhaegon, and then she loses Missandei. What is Dany getting out of this deal except for people who don't trust her? I understand why she's kind of going a little mad. Like, they're trying to be like, mad queen. I actually feel for the bitch.
Well, she's been through a lot. Yeah. What does she get? She's alive. She needed to do that to so she could actually have people to rule if she gets to be the ruler.
She's about to be ousted.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, what was the other option? So should she have not have helped them up north
before? Yeah, sure. Maybe.
And then kill the people that you are supposed to rule once again.
But that's not the point.
But it defeats her character then. So how would you have had her different?
Her character just wants to take over Westeros.
Now,
that's been her character.
That's the problem.
No, it's always been her character. Yes, the breaking of chains to get followers to take over Westeros. The core was always Westeros. Maybe there was all these things along the way where she had actually come to power and make that a realistic possibility in her life. But now she's there. She's been there. She's sitting there. And now she's 2 fucking dragons down. 1 dragon left. 1 dragon left.
Man, how's she going to live, huh? 1 dragon. How many's everyone else got?
She's nothing without those dragons.
Boy, you and your dragon privilege. Hashtag dragon owner problems. It's a fun one.
And we knew Euron was heading down there. We knew he had the dragon killing contraption. What the hell is Dany just flying around?
He's got baby Ewok face.
They're just flying around all the time.
It's really weird.
He's got a terrible face. I hate it.
It's really strange. I just tried to do it. Can I look in this? It's tough now with the pressure.
You gotta move away the mic.
Hold on. Let me go. Did I pull it off?
I don't know.
I need hair.
I need a side-by-side of his
wild
face and
today.
your face.
Yo, you gotta love it, man. People like, you love being back in New York? Oh yeah, I love wearing a whatchamacallit, pea coat with a hood on it on May fucking 5th.
Yeah.
And it's soaking wet. Happy Cinco.
Happy Cinco.
I've had some interesting Cinco de Mayos in the past, but I don't know if I should talk about them. I once got caught hooking up with a girl in a bathroom by my aunt at a bar on Cinco de Mayo.
Hooking up in what way?
We were like making out.
Oh, that's not that bad.
I fucked her later in a bathroom stall, but my aunt didn't catch that.
That's good.
Yeah, that would have been a weird one.
That would have been weird. I mean, not in the look. Say it ain't snow. It's not that weird.
Cinco de Mayo,
Not
buddy.
that weird. All right, let's go. I want to start from. It's funny. Right before I keep saying Drogon died because I wrote Dragon.
You mean Rhaegal?
I wrote Dragon died.
Yeah.
Dragon dead, and now I
Dragon
just
dead.
keep reading Drogon. No, Rhaegon. Right, Rhaegon.
Rhaegal.
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 Regal, like the movie
Rhaegal.
theater.
Rhaegal.
Yeah, it's like the movie theater that you saw Endgame at.
He's named after Rhaegar.
I know that. That's why I thought it was Rhaegon.
Yo, dog.
I was on the Ray.
You've tapped out,
part.
huh?
Yeah. No. James,
Should I put up an ad on Facebook tomorrow?
I just forget the names of things like you do.
Should I, well, it's my whole life, but should I put a thing on Facebook tomorrow, see if someone wants to join a Killing Eve podcast with me starting next week? Is this where we're going?
Is that
then?
what's happening? You're ditching me because I can't. I think
feel
that
like
the
you're
show's
ditching the
just a fucking
show.
pointing.
I think you're done.
Listen, no, I'm gonna go through it. Let's go. Okay.
I'll do both
All right,
shows
now
at
we
the same
got- we
time.
got
There's 2
instant
studios.
reactions
I'll
out
run
of the
back
way.
and forth.
All right. Well, listen. Rhaegal's dead. It came out of nowhere. That is true. I was just
That's
about
great.
to write down
A twist.
Wow, I can't believe. Like, there's so much
Another
space
shocking
for
death
nonsense.
in
Yes,
the series.
another
out of nowhere.
shocking death and a gruesome death. Do
Gruesome.
we have the clip of that? Very gruesome. Right through the neck, through
Mm-hmm.
the body, fell into the water. I don't like when the animals die, real or
The
magical.
computer animals.
I don't really care. They're looking to pull that up. Tyrion jumped in. For a second, you think, oh, maybe Missandei died. Nope. Captured because, you need more reason to be at war right now. So,
Well, she's
all right, so here's we're
advisor.
watching them flying right now. Danny looks so happy. Oh,
Just clipped
remember
out of
that
nowhere.
whole thing where the undead almost killed all of us? Oh, God.
Well, you're going
I
to feel
didn't like
yourself
this.
after defeating an
I don't
army of
like
the dead.
this.
You're going to feel it a minute.
See, this dragon has a belly like my Dexter, like my cat Dexter, and it's upsetting.
Dragons are cats.
They are little kitties.
Hey, do you know?
Oh, and he just fucking nosedives into the ocean. I don't like that. Is that the ocean or is it like
I think that's probably the ocean.
The
yeah,
ocean?
The ocean. They might call them different things there, but I'm pretty sure they just say, do they have oceans there, Brian? They can just call everything the sea,
Yeah, everything's a sea.
even the rivers.
everything's a sea?
Yeah.
They have straits, right?
Straits.
I feel like they must have
Yeah.
straits. Rivers.
Hey, they
River
got-
run.
River run. You're right.
I mean, come on, guys.
I think it's in the narrow sea. Hold on, we'll pull up a map.
The narrow sea. And I'm sorry, when someone gets a chance, I should have gotten a beer before I sat down. But if someone can give me
I'll go
the
get
other
you
wing-
one.
No, you can't.
And then I'll go to the other studio while I'm doing my Killing Eve podcast.
No,
I gotta
you're
talk
not
about
doing
Eve
Killing
Pulaski.
Eve. No. Listen, I can't help who I am, James.
Oh, you're just as God made you, my love.
Okay, so then we see a quick scene after the dragon is murdered, where
Murder.
Cersei first mentions the baby to Euron. Okay, we know that that's Jaime's baby. It's not Euron's baby.
Goddamn right, it's Jamie's
We were all
baby.
talking about she probably banged him so she could do this, the whole thing. And look, I mean, it's paying off in spades. He just killed a dragon. That's massive. She should be with him
It's
now.
a huge win.
Yeah. Why not be with him? Because the Greyjoys are just disgusting.
All
I
of them?
get it. They're really weird, kind of gross people.
Even our girl, Yara.
Yeah, Yara's
name's
kind of gross.
disgusting.
Yeah, she should be Asha, the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, Yara, it's the type of thing, like, if you met a girl at a bar and she's, like, perfect, and you're with your boys, like, oh, my gosh, am I going to talk to her? She's, like, the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. She seems cool. And you don't really, like, exchange names up front because it's loud at a bar. And then you get home and you're like, yeah, well, so what's your name again? And she says Yara. You might have to fucking leave on that.
Gretchen.
You might have to go. Gretchen's a rough one.
That's rough.
What about a Greta?
Greta. I was just thinking that.
Hey
Greta.
guys, we got a map of
let's map
where
it.
Oh.
King's Landing and Dragonstone are with each other.
Very far.
No, they're not.
They're not far. Not far for Cersei.
Right, yeah.
Ooh, so it happened
Far
in the
for
bay.
Winterfell.
Yeah, she got him in between the gullet and the drift mark, probably.
Do you remember in the very first episode of the series when they said it takes a month to get from King's Landing to Winterfell?
Yo, dude. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I know.
People are just like
The
popping
new,
back.
it's just That I kind of can understand because seriously, how are you supposed to do it? Catelyn in season 1, how long it took to take her to get down there, it's like painful. I don't want that to be the way it is. So like that I can forgive. The quick transportation, I could deal with that. But plot holes and lazy writing.
What else was lazy?
Well,
Come
we'll
on.
get through it.
Let's go.
Sandy being kidnapped. Really?
She's an advisor.
They're throwing all these things out. They somehow found Miss Sandy, got her, brought her. It's just. And everything's off camera now too. Nothing happens on camera.
Well, we don't have to be. I mean, we don't have to hear R plus L equals J anymore on camera.
We don't have to see how Arya and Sansa react to that news about Jon Snow.
I think we know how they feel, and because we saw it, it spread like goddamn measles in Brooklyn.
We know how they feel.
By the end of the show.
Arya doesn't even talk about it. Yeah,
because she keeps shit to the vest. What did you want her to give a soliloquy like at Shakespeare? Hark now, brother John. Now that you is a Targaryen. That's my Shakespeare impression.
I just would have liked a very
pretty poor. Pretty poor Shakespeare. I love to break you up out of your little anger there, my friend.
I'm not even angry.
This is you.
Just being
what
honest.
The butthole? Goddamn laziness. Bop. And then I throw in some silliness.
Just being honest about the way that I feel. All right, moving along. Then you get here positivity. Ready? I did like that finally the masterminds in Varys and Tyrion kind of came together a lot in this episode. We saw them talk a bit throughout the episode, but especially when they actually discuss, this is the situation. Sansa obviously told Tyrion that R plus L equals J, and now Varys knows.
What a game of telephone this fucking thing is.
Yeah, and he says now it's not a secret, it's just information because many people know. I know. Great. So great.
I'm at 8, which would be to 100 to be 1,000. It's information. What a Varys.
Varys is great.
He reminds me of an uncle I had if he was bald, effeminate, and missing a penis. My uncle was none of them, but you know.
Well, and even in this scene, excuse me, you see, what was I going to say? I don't even know.
The
even
tacticians?
in this scene, no, you hear, I don't know what I was going to say.
Well, you're going to see how Varys is like the one.
He still wants the realm. Oh, yes.
He's still the logical. He's a pragmatist. It's like, what's your political party? Whatever's the best for the people. God bless you. I want Varys, after he gets whacked in the next 2 episodes, to come to the United States of America. Add him to it all, man. He's going to run his independent. Varys, 2020. That's what I want.
Varys.
I want Lord Varys to be our president. He would run it. Forget him being an advisor. He'd just do what's best for the goddamn country. Coal miners, we would love to give you work, but we also need to save the world. That's a guy. And he could convey the message. And he won't be blinded by other things, like our current president. He's blinded by his dick a lot, that president we got right now.
Yeah.
Varys don't got no dick. So it's just, it's just going to be pragmatic. It's going to be, we got to get them cows making milk and we got to save the bees. Let's go. What if that was someone's agenda running for president, everybody, our producers? Would that be kooky? Wasn't that how Mondale ran in 84 and lost? I'm sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. But I mean, with the way you're selling it, kind of Tyrion is definitely better suited in this situation, I think, to lead, only because if it was Varys or Tyrion, because Varys is also, because he wants to be alive to defend this realm, he's always just trying to get off the sinking ship. So it's yes, he wants to do the right thing for the realm, but he's always about to drop your ass. He promised Dany a lot of different things. There he is, Varys 2020 for president.
2020, there it is.
There he is.
I'm the campaign manager. We're going to Iowa. We're going to Indiana. We'll see you in Missouri. And then we're taking you, Maine. New Hampshire. We're coming for you, baby.
Again,
Varys 2020.
He does jump ship pretty quickly. I mean, we're talking about, he wants to murder Dany. He wants to murder Dany.
For the greater good.
For the greater good, sure. But now, because they know that they could actually get away with it. Because now they know that Jon is the true heir to the throne. So,
let's go. And there's no right or wrong. I would like your opinion on this. You've read Julius Caesar, I'm assuming?
I haven't read Julius
Holy
Caesar.
shit. No. But you know the term E tu brutae.
Yes.
I mean, and then maybe the producers have something to say on that. I mean, this has been a great debate for years. Like, was Brutus correct? Spoiler alert, everybody. Brutus plots against his friend Julius Caesar because he feels that Julius Caesar is not fit to lead Rome anymore, and there's a better leader, and hence the E2 Bruti. So in a sense, Varus is Brutus in this. He is there. Look, yeah, I get along with you. Cool, but you're a horrible leader, and there's no other way to get you from leading but death. I get it. It's leading is difficult, and he is responsible for many people. And sometimes you have to sacrifice one or two.
And look, I don't think you're wrong. He says, tyrants always talk about destiny because Danny is getting more and more dead set. Each scene of this episode today, showed Danny more and more kind of like getting towards the edge of just having enough with this whole situation.
She had Joker face, dog.
Yeah, I mean, she was not happy. But again, I do understand the fact that she's there, and it feels like she shouldn't be trusting anybody. And you know what? She was right. Danny's right. She tells John earlier in the episode, don't say anything to Sansa. Sansa will bring this up. John wants no part of all this. All these conversations that are happening, John's not even a part of. He doesn't want any of this. He doesn't want to be a part of their coup. You know what I mean? It's people making decisions for other people. And yes, of course, John's always in that position, yada, yada, yada. But the fact that Sansa completely screw John... I guess that's Sansa. I guess that's part of her character.
Once again, her gut is telling her that this leader is not our best leader. So you got to remember, because we are in that, or they are, in this crown horse shit, right? There's not an election. So we get stuck with a bad ruler who could lead us all to the ground, or we have to do something about it. That's the unfortunate of it. There is no... We can't, whatchamacallit, Nixon. We can't impeach.
Yeah.
There's no impeachment of Danny.
I get it.
So you got to get some dirt in the fingernails. This is an absolute example of we need to make omelets, and there's going to be some shells on them goddamn ground.
But
they're breaking, baby.
But to be fair, Danny has tried many times the ideas of those around her. She has followed her counsel's, thoughts and opinions plenty of times and has lost because of it. She's done a lot of things. All those seasons that we were watching Danny, all she was doing was trying to get, like I said before, her army together to take Westeros. And then a crazy queen wouldn't have forgotten about that goal to go fight the Night King and the White Walkers. It just wouldn't have happened. And her just loving Jon isn't reason enough. I think she did it because it was for the people and she needed those people to take Westeros. But now I think that the moment that the thing was over, we watched the episode. Everyone's doing a fucking victory lap, even though so many people died. I think everyone more and more, if actual characters that were really relevant died, we might have felt it a little bit more.
Then two characters who've been on screen time in the top 10.
What does that mean?
Jorah and Theon have as much, they're in the top 10 of minutes all time on that show. They've been on more than anyone, basically, other than like 7 people.
Other than
they're main characters. They're main characters.
Yeah, but not characters that were clearly linked enough to character like Sansa and Theon. There's a backstory there, but it's not that well developed that we're like, oh God, of course, Sansa and Theon, how upsetting. And we thought Theon was going to die 67 times in this series already. So by the time he dies, same thing with Jorah. By the time they die, it's like, the characters that you thought couldn't die, we all thought Theon and Jorah were going to die.
Sure. But you also thought others were going to die and they didn't.
Yeah.
So
because
it's not bulletproof.
But they are.
Well, no, but they won't be. But once again, it comes to it. What do we want? The success of this show and its great creativity might be what bites it in the ass, unfortunately, where it makes it impossible for people to actually enjoy it anymore.
Well, because what made it great was subject matter that they no longer have, and you can just tell, man. That's my problem. But let's move on because I'll just keep going about it. Before we get to the final scene, there was a little scene in between all this. Jamie and Brienne clearly bang. That happened tonight. Thank you so much.
That was so wonderful too. I was very happy.
Yeah.
Those two kooky kids,
I
huh?
can give kudos when kudos
Virginity
deserves.
We just all this virginity getting lost.
Yeah, the virgin stuff.
Yo, there's some blood getting shed this season. Am I right, everybody? Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Yeah. I mean, Brienne, wow, she's having a great week.
Killing it.
I mean, who would have thought that one day Brienne would look back and be like, you know what? Man, when we fought the Night King, what a great time that was. It was so great. I became a knight. I started banging Jaime Lannister, one of the most beloved, or one of the sexiest men in Westeros. That's how it's always been.
Yeah.
Even with one hand.
Oh, he's probably sexier. I'm not like yeah. I feel if I was a
point.
woman, I would want a guy with a golden hand.
Well, I mean, he was sexy. You know, people knew before the golden hand, and now
But then you add a golden hand.
I think that probably diminished his value in Westeros.
You think so?
In those times, I don't think
It's kind of chill.
They didn't take. They didn't really like that whole. Yeah.
Yo, Sally, how was your weekend? It was cool. I hooked up with that guy. Which guy? That really good looking guy. Oh, there's a lot of good looking guys. Which one? The guy with the golden hand. Oh, you got that motherfucker with the golden hand? Like that's how I would react.
And the golden hair.
That's it. Hey,
He's a lion.
can I ask the producers this if we can make this? I think we should take the scene of the virginity. You know, it'd be awesome, right? And then in the background, you play Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. Oh, what a night. You just build it from the beginning. The eye contact. The drums are kicking.
That'll be
what
in-
a night.
That'll be in bonus content.
Yes.
By Wednesday.
I like it. I like it. Good stuff.
The night king.
Well, hopefully,
Come on, man.
Brienne can watch it over and over again while she spends her nights alone.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Give me the drums. Dom, bom, 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 bom.
Not-
Oh, what a night.
Not game for any nudity here. No nudity happened in this
Yeah, I don't
scene.
think she gets
We
naked.
got a little
she's
shoulder.
in Disney movies, bro.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, she's in this thing called Star Wars you never heard of.
Yeah, no, we get no Brienne boobies.
She's a model. I love when people are like, that ugly girl. It's like, you know, they make her look she's a goddamn professional model.
She's androgynous. There's a
Which is a
whole
model
market
thing.
for that.
Yeah,
There's a whole
yeah.
market for that, of course.
Yeah, it worked for David
and she's
Bowie.
tall. Yeah. No, she's banging Jaime Lannister.
I like
It's
a
going
tall.
pretty
I like
good.
that. Can I say this?
Yeah.
I have two types, basically. I like curvy, dark-skinned, exotic,
Yeah.
or a tall glass of milk. Man. Like just a tall glass of fucking milk.
Tall girls
Makes
are
no-
intimidating,
Yeah,
man.
like a gothic just cup
Well,
of
we
fucking-
know the gothic part, James.
You know the
That's
gothic.
been clear. You've made that very clear on the
Oh,
show.
yeah, I have on the show, yeah.
You
But you
have.
also know other things. Yeah, yeah.
I know lots of things. Yeah, look at her. She looks damn good.
I mean, is that unbelievable or what?
she looks great.
And she couldn't finish an absolute sentence because she was so like out of her skull when she was doing press for The Force Awakens. Conan was interviewing her, and it was just she's like a goddamn hyena on the mic. Hey, you get
Yeah,
to
she
play
looks
this here. She's
really
like,
good.
ah! It was crazy.
She looks really good there.
She's gorgeous.
But she's now alone because Jamie decides to leave. And so you did I just miss something where it's clear that he was going there to kill Cersei? Like there's
They left it in the like
I mean,
kinda.
I didn't feel like it was.
I feel like that last statement he made where he's also full of hate
Yep.
is directed towards Cersei.
Yeah. With a goddamn golden hand.
Yeah.
Yo, Sally, who'd you get with? The guy with the golden hand? Oh, man. I bet he could kill a motherfucker with that. He's even hotter. I'm telling you, man.
He couldn't even swing his damn sword. It was not hot. They
Yeah, he
didn't
should
think
be
it was
swinging the
hot.
hand sword.
Yo, it's a Ric Flair. Imagine getting a Ric Flair chop
Oh, my
from that.
God. Woo! Take that, Steamboat. You son of a bitch.
I want to bring up an inconsistency
Yes.
to stop all the fun.
Stop the fun right
I'm
now.
stopping it. So now we're at the last scene, and Tyrion says to Cersei, "You're pregnant, your baby, all this shit. There is no way that Tyrion should know that Cersei's pregnant. Why is Euron not like ding 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 ding? Baby's not mine.
Well,
Oh, whatever. Just a little inconsistency.
I don't think he'd have that moment there.
So you think it's coming?
It could. Also,
It doesn't
I don't
bother
think he
you,
gives a
does it?
fuck. He's a liar. He'll just say it's his kid. And he'll put another one in her.
That's so.
And it'll sound like that.
Just
Good job, guys.
lazy writing.
I don't know if it's lazy.
It is lazy. He's talking all about this baby. Like, is that like common knowledge? Is that like well known that she's pregnant? Like, it just seemed such a weird tactic. Like, Tyrion, again, when writing is not great, the characters look dumb. That's what happens. You dumb down your characters. Dany looked like an idiot in this episode. Sarah looks like an idiot for not taking these people out when she has the opportunity to. There's just idiots all over the place. Brienne kind of looks
a dumb whore with a fat ass.
Yeah. I missed the first part of that clip because I was... What was the first part? Play it again?
It's the best.
Your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass.
I mean, those all sound like positives to me. I mean, what are you going to do?
All right.
These Baratheons with their insults, man.
We had a new Baratheon tonight.
That was a fun moment. This was great. The first 10, 15 minutes, people eating and drinking and fucking getting titles. Yeah, it was fire, dog. Having a good-ass time, getting drunk, playing stupid games. I'm telling you, I wasn't here for episode 2, but I liked it because to me it captured a bunch of people thinking that it could be their last night on Earth. And now this is your first day on the new Earth. You survived the end of the world. And I think that was a good 10, 15 minutes of how people would act after. Even with the Hound going, Jesus Christ, you can still smell the dead. You just want to get some pussy? That was great. That was great. I loved it. What a wonderful thing to see. Goddamn, that kid who our new Baratheon, the kid who plays Gendry. I felt it. I felt that this kid was getting made. Like that was whoever his acting teachers are. They should be like,
no,
that's
he's
my
good.
boy. That felt good in my soul. I felt like I was getting my button.
He's all grown up now.
All grown up.
He's all grown up.
And then his heartbreak.
Well, look.
She says, "No, baby."
Gendry becoming Lord of the hell's it called? Right.
Storm's End.
Storm's End. Thank you very much. It's a big deal.
And it was a good move on Dany's part.
It was a great move.
Excellent move on Dany's part.
Like Dany has her moments. It's just people need to understand like the losses are piling up in the Dany corner. Like all of the things that she has tried to build have fallen around her. Her advisors are questioning her. The love of her life has a better play to the throne or right to the throne than she does. She knows all this, and she's starting to become paranoid for good effing reason. That's the thing. I don't know what was going on with Aerys too much right now. Like off the top of my head, I can't remember like what began his madness, but it wasn't this. It wasn't. I think what Dany has gone through and where she is now. So there is a part of me that kind of understands that piece. But Gendry, back to Gendry, he loves Arya. He loves Arya. He asked Arya to marry him.
He volunteered that too quick. That guy got no game.
Very quick. And
take it easy, bro. How about a second date?
yeah.
How about a rose?
She just killed the Night King. Like, step your game
There's
up.
no way to
Little
impress someone after they just killed the whole dead army.
And it's super cool about it.
Yeah.
Like, super not, whatever. Just do my job.
Boy, she'll
Sorry,
play that.
Stark.
She'll play that card forever, huh? If she stays single.
Oh.
So what do you do? I don't do much. I did one thing. You know that Army of the Dead? I derailed it.
All of them.
So
all of them.
I'm not buying a single round tonight. So if you want this ass, get to working.
Well, and she has an interesting conversation with the Hound. Now I'm kind of just jumping around because
jump around.
Yeah, whatever.
Favorite 90s hip hop song.
But she has an interesting conversation with the Hound where he says he has some unfinished business in King's Landing. I think we would probably agree, at least on this, that's Clegane Bowl. He's going down. He's got to take care of his brother.
Clegane Bowl.
Clegane Bowl. He says he's not coming back, whatever that means. So maybe he doesn't expect to live. Maybe he doesn't want to live. The Hound, in the last couple episodes, doesn't really seem to want to do much. Like
Which is good.
He's kind of just, I think he's just resigned to, like, he has one thing left to do on this earth, and it is to take out Gregor Clegane.
Yo, he turned down ass. He just wants to bring out his brother. Hey, can I hype up? Do we think it's gonna be next week? What do you think? They're not gonna close with it? Clegane Bowl.
Well, then what are they gonna close with?
Well, if
you
not, then
gotta
we'll
lay
do two
some
and again.
pieces on the chessboard.
That's
Am I right?
Boy, a wise person probably said that. Here, let me cut a promo for it.
All right, go ahead.
Coming next Sunday. I want you to lock yourself in your house. I want you to get all the cookies you can get. Get yourself some extra milk. Because why would you go anywhere else? Clegane Bowl 2019. Years in the making. All these books. All these episodes. Mountain, Hound, face-to-face steel cage match. Only one can survive this Sunday. Click Gable!
It's pretty good. Pretty good. James is happy with
I'm
it.
done. I can't do
No,
it
you're
anymore.
not walking out on the
I'm
show.
not gonna top that shit.
You can.
That's like Nirvana closing Unplugged with Where Did You Sleep Last Night? You really want me to play fucking Lithium now?
Nirvana's overrated. That's another thing I'll
Jesus
say.
Christ.
Even though I love 90s
You're such
rock,
a you.
I love Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains is way better than Nirvana.
Alice in Chains is great. But that last album,
Get half the respect.
kind of trash.
I'm not talking about the fucking,
With the three-legged dog,
you know.
kind of a trash record.
They
Whoa.
should have just stopped while they were ahead. I like the old Alice in Chains.
I mean, they have 4 records.
Yo, you really got to warn me before I got to mute your mic, dude.
Grind is a great song, but I'm going to be honest, Heaven Beside You, yuck.
What?
Kind of lame.
Get out of here.
And then that, ooh, ooh,
All right,
that song.
The next show we do is going to be me and you arguing about music for real.
Well, yeah, my other spin-off show, if you guys don't want nothing of them, it's just me talking about the Carpenters and how they were great.
I like Carpenters.
Superstar's the best. I listened to it 18 times on the way in. 18 times.
Today?
Yeah, I just listened to that. They
Do you know
kind of
what I-
still the arrangement to Sinatra's It Was a Very Good Year, but whatever.
Do you know what songs lately I've been listening to?
Tell me something silly.
Multiple times. I listened to Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis.
It's a great song.
I listened to it like 4 times the
a
other
wonderful
day.
song.
I don't know what it was. And I, any time of day, can listen to Atwa by System of a Down.
Oh, yeah,
and
well,
then
I like
once I
System
listen
of
to Atwa, I usually need to listen to Forest. And I don't know. Just lately. I don't know.
You're a
I don't know what it is.
fascinating musical person.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to say, I mean, I listen to the same shit over and over again. I don't discover new music at all.
No one does.
What a shock.
No one does.
I'm set in my ways. I bet everyone is surprised. All right. Where are we here? All right. Gendry gets rejected by Arya, basically. So the irony
Ruined
is
that night.
another Baratheon pines after a Stark. The Stark who happens to look the most like Lyanna Stark, which we've been told many times about Arya. Rebuffed. Knowing this show, they'll probably end up together anyway.
I wouldn't be. Yeah, I could
I mean,
see it.
well, of course they will.
But she doesn't want to be a
She'll be on
lady.
the Iron Throne.
They did that callback
I have
that
a
she's
weird
not a
feeling
lady.
she's gonna be. Yeah, they said she's not a lady. And did you find it weird though that she said, "I'm not coming back either" when she talked about
Yeah,
going
that's
down to King's Head?
fascinating.
That was one of the lines where I thought, okay, that was planted. Like all the other things, like where we used to deep dive into like dialogue and shit with this show and theorize. I feel like that's kind of gone because most of the writing is pretty one note. But that line, "I'm not coming back," or "me either."
I mean,
whatever
she could be a
said.
suicide mission. Who the fuck knows?
I don't know, but it's interesting to think about.
If she goes, it's not just going to be like out of nowhere someone kills her. It's going to be a blaze of glory with Arya. She's going to go out. She's taking everyone.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just everyone's going to go. People on other shows are going to go. She might kill Eve from Killing Eve in my spinoff show.
He's really
ain't killing
pushing
Eve.
it. You need a hashtag. Hashtag James does Eve.
Well, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
She's a married person. I can't. Spoiler alert.
Oh, well, James, the spoiler alert
Yo-
comes before.
Yo,
the
can we discuss spoiler alerts real quick? So,
Yeah.
I was on set for the thing I did in LA on Monday, and the host really was trying during a break to discuss Game of Thrones. And people, I get it, man. One night, people had to be on set as an audience. You might not have seen it. So a lot of us were like waving off the host of the show. And then she's like, okay, we talked around it. This weekend, I'm getting, I have a chunk of Game of Thrones material that I do on stage now. Even from where you see me, I've gotten a whole bunch more. I had to do it now where it's still relevant. So I'm just doing it.
You're on borrowed time. Is this why you love the show so much? Because you're getting material
Oh, it's
from it?
great.
Oh, now it makes sense,
Hey, guys.
James.
Yes, buddy.
We have 16 people in the chat.
Oh.
If you guys want to
Sure.
Yeah.
ask questions,
Cool.
we're live.
Ask questions.
Let me finish this thought though.
All
real
right,
quick.
finish your thought.
So, but here's the thing with we're now at this culture of spoiler, where everyone's just scared of spoilers. I was on stage last Friday, and someone was like, "Please don't spoil it." What an asshole you'd have to be to go on stage as a performer and spoil, like determine how soon people are supposed to see things. I'm like, do you think I'm that horrible? And it reminded me years ago, I was on stage when the finale of Mad Men was on.
Oh,
and
I just started rewatching
great
Mad
show.
Men. Aye.
And so I'm close. You know, a lot of times when I open a show as a host, I go, hey, I want to thank you, so-and-so people, for not wanting to. So whatever else is going on in the world, I'll like reference. Like, thank you for not caring about playoff basketball. I said that this weekend. So that night, I'm like, thank you guys for not caring about watching the last episode of one of the greatest shows of all time, Mad Men. And a woman stood up and pointed at me.
Don't
said,
spoil it.
No spoilers. I'm like, what? Don't spoil the last episode. I go, you realize I'm here with you in a goddamn room while it's airing. Would you think I was the script writer for that show? That'd be a fun ruse. Hey, guys, I'm not really a host. I wrote this episode. After the first commercial break, fucking John Slattery dies. Like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, but the thing
People are that scared.
Yeah, because you're just telling us a story about how some douchebag host did do that.
I am not calling the host of the show I did work on a douchebag. No, she almost did. I still want to go back for the finale in September, so please.
Like, if I'm telling, if
I
the
think
host was
the host of that show is outstanding and a great talent.
Upset.
And I think everyone who worked on the show, Bring the Funny and NBC, are just great talents. And I love NBC Universal. And it was a privilege to walk to Universal Studios and work there. And everyone made great decisions.
NBC Universal's in my elevator bank at work.
Great.
Yeah.
And they're great, aren't they?
When you go in to take meetings, hopefully there's many more in your future. You can come say hi to me.
I still have 2 more. Wait a minute. But my meetings were out west.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your meetings are. Well, we're in the New York office. That exists too, James. It's NBC Universal.
I like NBC Global.
All right.
Should we take questions?
All right. Well,
you really want some questions?
Let's ask.
Let's see if they're questions.
If there's any questions.
Are lazy writing too?
And the other thing I'll ask the chat and anyone who wants to tweet us at the Marissa Rives at James L Mattern. Am I completely off base here? Because I know that there's listeners right now who completely agree with me.
Sure.
Who really agree. Yeah. And I know that there's people who really agree with you.
They don't have to.
The show, this had its moments, but I don't just, I like shows that are a little bit more nuanced than this show. And that's why I'm rewatching Mad Men.
It's great.
With my boyfriend. It's his first watch.
Oh, it's what fun you'll have with that.
Very exciting. Is there anything? No, Brian.
So we're rushing to that.
I know. Can you give me a fucking clue over here?
I was just letting the people know that they could be asking questions.
They should know that. We're always here to answer your questions. All right. So before we get, I'm gonna circle back to the beginning and just quickly kind of go through some of the other moments of the episode. In the end, Miss Sandy, head cut off. She says Dracarys.
Yeah.
Isn't that like fire? That was her last word.
I think she wants him to wipe him out, which
that's
is
what I thought in that moment.
Bad advising.
And I thought Danny, that's I think the moment. She starts walking. I thought she was going to jump on Drogon and do something crazy.
Which is strategically not good. That's why it was such a brilliant move on Cersei's part. I would have just pushed her off and let her die that way.
Missandei should have taken Cersei and jumped off with her. That's something I read on Reddit.
That'd be fun.
Like, what the hell, Missandei? You know you're about to die. And also, I thought it would have been even more cruel if the Mountain, when he starts walking up, just kind of like manhandles her, kind of like what he did to Lyanna Mormont. I think it would have been even more terrible. Grey Worm doesn't even look like Grey Worm anymore.
The pretty. I think I've said this on the show several times. I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna tell you straight up. If you're the biggest racist in the world as a father, and your kid brings in Missandei, that has to end your racism. If it doesn't, you should have your head cut off right there.
I don't think that's how it works.
Like it's just how much of a pighead must you be? How much? It's just what are you doing?
Well, I think she's beautiful. Her eyebrows kind of wig me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, let me look again.
Look at her eyebrows.
I think she has wonderful eyebrows. Oh my goodness! No, I like that too. No, I like that a little. I like a hairy eyebrow on a woman sometimes.
I like a nice thick eyebrow. But they're all very like. Alex, do you have any opinion on the eyebrows? They're all standing up like this. It's kind of weird.
It's a little caterpillar.
I've noticed that a lot of the women on this show have like interesting eyebrows. Yeah. Hers in particular, they're notable. They do all of the hairs.
Straight up.
They're combed directly upward. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Is that a style of this imaginary land?
I don't know. They're filled in really nicely though. Like I don't hate it.
I'm not saying I hate it. It was just kind of a little. It stood out to me.
I like a girl who's got eyebrows like at the wall at Wrigley Field. I like a nice ivy eyebrow.
All right, I'm just gonna read through some of this shit because we're gonna run out of time here. We'll still take your questions in the chat. Yeah, show begins. All the dead are laid out. and everyone's kind of mourning. They cut to like our heroes. Nice character moments. John, off the bat, John gives like a king-esque speech.
It's great.
Yeah. Not to Danny, I'm sure.
Out of respect, I think she gave him a smirky smirk. She wasn't gonna give the speech. What was she gonna say?
I think she has a lot to say because she's the queen.
Yeah, but here, this is great. Let's have that moment. Yeah, she has lots to say because she's the queen. You know what she would have said? This was great. Now we're gonna march down and get me my crown. She's gonna be that tone-deaf leader. That's like, we went through all this and we lost all our people, and I appreciate what they've done. But now we have to focus on going and getting mine. And that would have been tone-deaf. John gave the proper speech. John gave the speech, and then they can go and drink some wine and have a meal and relax. Yeah. Danny would be like, this is great, and I'll miss them, and they're awesome. Fuck Cersei. We'll burn them bitches. Like, whoa, dog. We just burned our cousins. Like, this is crazy. Let's have some roast beef first and relax, and maybe some of us get laid, give someone a title or two, and then maybe in a week, we'll march our happy asses that are still stinging down south, and maybe we'll get you the crown.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe we'll just sit here and we'll be holly jolly Christmas, and then a dragon will be murdered, and Bronn will just, no security, walk right into the hotel. Like, nobody's paying attention.
Well, if they would have taken those couple weeks off to rest everybody, that dragon's ass wouldn't have been in the air and wouldn't have gotten killed, huh?
What?
Yes. If they would have listened to the Sisters Starks and wanted to take it, like, let's just chill for a minute before we do that. Let's rest some people. Instead of getting bitches on boats, flying them dragons, boom, boom, out go the lights. Rest in peace, Rhaegal.
Yeah, Rhaegal.
Rest in peace.
Rhaegon like 6 times.
Regal Cinemas.
Then we had a Bran moment. Bran watch 2019.
Brad.
Yeah, he said, you shouldn't envy me, as I live mostly in the past. He's talking to Tyrion a bit. A callback from the first season. Wow, that's very much better than the saddle that I helped build for you, Bran. He has now like a modern or a old-timey wheelchair. And yeah, that's what we got from Bran. Great.
Well, he also, it looked like...
Purpose has been fulfilled.
Well, no, but it also looked like Jon probably wouldn't have told his sisters the truth about being a Targaryen if Bran wasn't there.
I disagree.
That became a staring contest.
I disagree.
So
I
do you think
he said that when he was talking to Danny? He was like, he was telling them. There was never a time he wasn't telling them.
Well, no, but he goes, was it up to you?
It's up to you.
But I don't know if that meant up to you as you tell them or don't tell them, or if you don't tell them, I'll tell them.
I didn't think so.
I thought it could go either way.
I don't know.
Flippy-dippy of the coin.
I didn't feel that way. I felt like Jon was always going to tell them, because that is Jon Snow. And that they at least keep that consistent with Jon Snow, is that he's always trying to do the right thing. He's not going to not tell his family. Danny begs him and all that shit, but he always does the honorable thing, not always the smartest thing. That's Jon Snow. That's who he is.
Because he's a wonderful leader.
Big celebrations. You got a toast for Danny, toast for Arya. Sansa's super bitter the entire episode. Does not trust Danny. Even so, will you agree that Sansa needs to get a better poker face?
She should chill a little.
She needs to chill a little bit. Even if Danny is crazy, in that scene where everyone's celebrating, it's so apparent on her face that she does not feel it.
Yeah, you could tell if she's holding aces or not.
Yeah.
You could take her ass to the cleaner. You playing poker.
Let's see.
God, it's so much fun to be in studio and have my legs up on a chair.
I missed you in the
and
studio.
not have a cat jumping on my head.
I miss my cat.
You didn't see the cat. We kept
my cat.
We never had the cat involved. You're gonna go home to your cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had a hairless cat in the place where I was filming last week.
I know, but you talking about a cat made me think of my cat.
Ooh, I was asking people this. What would you rather have, a direwolf or a dragon? And I just realized it's basically wolves versus cats. Dragons are cat people. So I'm very shocked that you have a cat, but you're pro direwolf. Because to me, cats are dragons.
I'm going to skip ahead then if we're going to get to direwolves right now.
Yeah.
If I would direwolf all day.
Yeah, but to me, a cat is a mini dragon.
Too.
They're stone cold killers. They're temperamental. They're moody.
Direwolves are moody and temperamental.
No, dog. They do the thing. Yes, my love.
I would definitely have a dragon. over a direwolf.
Of course. I'm surprised you don't have 8 dragon tattoos and a cat
on.
in between them all and
Yeah.
all the tats.
You get me.
Someone asked you, my love.
Dragons
That's what I'm here for.
I mean, you're absolutely wrong if you want a dire wolf over it.
I'd rather have a dire wolf.
That's insane. The dire wolves, I think back to when John was like in the cells
Yeah.
and he was freezing cold and like ghost is what kept him warm at night. Oh, wait, let's talk about that for a second.
Please do.
Because there was a moment that made me throw my notebook in today's episode.
Yes, it was. Let's address
And-
it.
What?
I said if you had a dragon, you would never be locked up.
You would also never be cold. Just saying.
Yeah, but they'd breathe fire on you and you'd cook.
Yeah,
that's not the
everyone's
same as a...
Targaryen
You
that
get
can
them to
just-
light a fire for you, like
That's
nicely.
valid. That's a very good job,
Yeah.
miss. Good job.
I can't keep a dog in my apartment, let alone a dire wolf. I mean, a
dragon?
Bro, you got a dragon. You can take whatever you want.
Dragons will eat you out of house and home. Look at those sons of bitches.
Yeah, but-
37
Just take that
goats,
shit.
nine
But then you
nine
make-
cows.
So to compare cats to direwolves or cats to dragons more than direwolves is like so crazy because the direwolves are so aggressive and vicious, and everyone thinks that cats are like docile and like don't really do anything. Like the direwolves have in this series. The direwolves don't do diddly squat, and then the most egregious. I honestly had to walk out of the room for this one. I threw my notebook, and that was legit. The fact that they fucking
It did happen, everybody.
they had the moment where Tormund goes to Jon Snow, says, well, I think it's time for us to head back. The free folk were kind of good. We're going to go back to our home, which is totally fair.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
And the women don't like him as much.
And Jon...
Of course, he had to be honest about that.
That is true.
That's a big factor.
That is a factor. He's...
If he
Brienne
smashed more,
can.
he'd be there. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But for Jon to say, Ghost belongs beyond the wall, and not only that, he then looks at Ghost, doesn't pat him, doesn't touch him, doesn't have a moment with him. I got
Yeah,
moments.
I didn't like that.
Every character in this goddamn show has had some fucking moment. A moment. Oh, we're gonna die. Oh no, we didn't die. We spent 3 episodes having character moments. And Ghost has been in the show just to put him there, to then send him away. I read a comment on Reddit right before I came on and said, tonight's episode just proves that like D&D have never respected the connection between Starks and direwolves in this series. Ever, ever, never. And yes, Nymeria is still floating out there, but like Ghost is the one direwolf that had a legitimate connection with a Stark. Not even Stark, a Targaryen really, but Jon Snow, you know? And it's like I had to get all these send-offs, these proper send-offs for all these characters, but yet Ghost doesn't get anything. And he just sends him away. It really, that grind, if there's one thing that grinds my gears, whew, that did it for me.
Rightfully grinded.
Okay.
There should have been something. Boy, they just were like, we don't want to spend any more CGI money on this little fucker. They were done.
No, but the thing is, they've had him in scenes with nothing to do. They could have just held off and just at least, he was in the scene. John had to go pat. He was in.
Yeah.
They spent the CGI money. There's no excuse for that shit. I will not. We're running out of time. I think we hit a lot of this. Jamie and Brienne, I just made a note. Very ugly first kiss. I wish it was hotter.
She don't know how to kiss. She's a virgin. She don't know how to kiss. And he's been kissing his sister. So that's not good.
But he looked sloppier than she did. She like initiated the whole thing.
Let me just say this also. You guys brought up the experience part as we're watching it live that Jamie's been making out since the womb. That's a fun one. I've gone out with some girls who I'm clearly not their first kiss and are horrible. They had experience. I've made out with girls who you might as well have taken a fish out of a bucket in Chinatown and just throw it in my mouth. It probably felt like the same.
Well,
and
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm the Jordan of kissing. I'm decent. I've had some compliments, but it doesn't mean nothing. So I'm not Don Juan DeMarco. But, experience doesn't necessarily mean you're good. So you got a virgin and the guy's only been kissing his sister. I can't imagine Cersei being a good goddamn kisser. She probably bites your bottom lip for blood every time.
No,
Fucking Roger, relax
I think
that.
Cersei's probably good in bed. Just like I thought the Hound is probably good in bed.
I think he could be a virgin. Who's he fucking?
He might be a virgin. No,
Yeah.
whores. He's a man. He gets to fuck whores.
God bless us men.
All right. Well, I know that we have a tight out today, and actually, we got to everything.
You folded those papers so great.
I really don't think that there's anything that we missed. Look, it was an hour and 20 minutes. We don't know the name right now as we sit. I don't know if anyone can look up real quick if the name has come out. The title of tonight's episode.
What if the episode title was So Long, Ghost?
Yeah.
That's the actual send-off.
Yeah. Like we hardly even knew you, Ghost.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, a very long episode for, some surprising moments. Obviously, it definitely sets up that next week.
Guns a-blazing.
Next Sunday is the penultimate episode of Game of Thrones.
Ever.
We are ever. The next episode is where we start hitting the long episodes. This was long, but not as long. I think it's going to be like an hour 45 or something next week. And then the finale is 2 hours or some crazy shit. Yeah, so we're nearing the finish line. I'm sorry I'm so negative, but I'm just trying to give call it like I see it. It's a great show for what it is, but it's not the same show that it was when we began. They totally changed course.
You're not wrong in that.
Totally changed course.
You're not wrong in that.
Yeah. And I'm glad at least you like it so we can provide both sides of the argument for our audience.
Two sides of the story.
Alex and Brian, we haven't given them any love today. Thank you to our great
guys.
producers here. James on Matter, I'm so glad you're back.
It's great to be back, everybody. I wish there was more sunshine in the city, but all right.
Oh, it's
I want to remind everyone that election is coming. The primaries are going to be soon enough. Varies. 2020. The Lord.
Yes.
You don't need a penis to be president. Get my boy in there. That's our slogan.
That should be Arya's slogan.
No penis, no problem.
Yeah, Arya Stark. Maybe she's saying in King's Landing to be the queen. Who knows?
No, she'd be good.
That would be a nice swerve. Lots of nice swerves.
She'd be like the head of the military.
Maybe.
She'd be like the head of the
queen of the gold cloaks, the white cloaks.
No, but like if this was in like real time, like she'd be like a general at the Pentagon. She'd be a joint chief.
Yeah. No, she, of course. But who knows? Maybe they'll swerve. Maybe the show will surprise me. Tune in next week. And see if I can find a way to be optimistic again. The episode had its moments, but overall, I'm just excited that next week is the second to last episode.
Second to last.
Thank you all for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah.